wonderful save. Not with Jimmy Greaves. He'd either go round the goal or past the goalkeeper, with the football. And you couldn't stop him. The only way you could stop him was cut his legs. And that was it.
Where would he rank? Some people are saying he was the best striker of all time. What do you think?
Don't even ask me. He was miles away. If you had Jimmy Greaves on your side, you had a good chance of winning the game because he would score your goals.
We'll have more on Jimmy Greaves later, and if you missed any of our tributes to him today, we will have a special Football Daily podcast later today. That was his former teammate, Alan Mullery, having a chat with Mark Scott, who's at Brighton today. Brighton against Leicester. That kicks off at 2 o'clock. We all have reports on that. Very happy to say that with me here on 5 Live Premier League Sunday, Neda Manoa, Louis Saha, and a member of Leicester's title-winning team, Robert Huth. And Rob, what have you made of the start that Graham Potter's side have had to this season?
Well, surprisingly for me, that's for sure. I didn't think they would be where they are, having won 3 out of 4. But again, it's only early doors. It's whether they can keep it up. That's the interesting part.
Why are you surprised with the start of the season they've had? Why did you not expect this? What do you feel was missing or is still missing from Leicester?
Oh, from Leicester, you mean? I thought you mentioned Brighton.
No, I'm talking about Leicester.
Okay. Well, so Leicester, I mean, the 4-1 against West Ham was obviously the one that sort of brought everyone down to earth again, isn't it? Because they looked defensively, wide open. So I think it's something for Brendan to solve. I think the injury of Fofana is a big one. I think he was absolutely outstanding at the end of last year. Obviously, bringing in Vestergaard, he would take a little bit of time fitting back in. But he's got a big season ahead of him now. They just missed out the last 2 seasons on Champions League, of having been in a good position throughout the season. So it's a big one for them.
Nedum, as Rob said at the start there, slightly surprised at the start that Brighton have had to this campaign.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I think when you looked at the way that they were playing last year, they seem to have a lot of good football, but not really much to show for it in terms of goal scoring and the like. But it feels like so far this year they've semi-addressed that. But again, as Rob was saying at the start, it's so early in the season, you don't necessarily want to just lay hat on anything. I think there's so many takes and stuff that we can have in this opening month, this opening 2 months, but give it another few months and you'll sound crazy, because it was a year ago, for example, when City lost to Leicester, deservedly so, at the Etihad, and we were all saying they were finished, and then they finished the season winning the league by multiple points. So, the Premier League is a very, very tough league to play in. Obviously, you've got the teams at the top who are contesting for what they're contesting for, but elsewhere, every point is huge for you along the journey. So, for Brighton, it's good that they've had this start, and hopefully they can keep the momentum. But you just never know with this league, because your next defeat could be against absolutely anyone. It doesn't necessarily need to be from the people from the top.
And Louis, we spent a lot of time talking about the players on the field and what they're doing, but how much credit do we need to give to Graham Potter for what he is doing with this Brighton side?
Yeah, when you manage to remain in the Premier League, it's already an achievement. But the way they play, sometimes, even if they sometimes lack, let's say, efficiency in front of goal, they still create a lot. So yes, it's credit to him. The Premier League, as Nedum just said, it's really tough. It's really, really tough, and there is absolutely no guarantee. So when you manage to do that, I think it's an achievement. Really, it is.
I know, Rob, a lot has happened since you were with Leicester and you won the title, but what's that connection that you still have with the club for everything you went through and then achieved?
I'm not that sort of person to keep contact, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, for me it was a great time, don't get me wrong, and I'm still in contact with some of the players. You drop them a WhatsApp or such a thing. But in terms of, football's done now. I've got different things in my life. Obviously, I still watch it. I still do bits and bobs for the TV and radio. But my life goes on now. You can't just keep looking back and being forever connected to what you've done in your past. As great as it might have been. But for me, it's important to look forward now. Hopefully, another 40 years to go. And that's more important of looking back and sort of hang on to what has been.
But what it did, winning that title, Nedum, was allowed Leicester to establish themselves, to draw in more players, to take their football to a different level, to a different stage, and just keep their place secure in the Premier League.
Yeah, for sure. I think with that Leicester sort of City path as well, I don't necessarily think it depended on them winning the Premier League. I think if you're going to have a team whose future is dependent on them winning the Premier League, then it's probably going to be unsustainable. But for them, it was obviously a huge moment. And then what's come after, with the owners that they have who seem to be so well loved by the players, the fans and everybody associated with the football club, they've really invested. The stadium's great. The players that they've brought in have been great. The managers they've brought in, they've been fantastic. And it's a club that's got a real great feel about it. It's kind of how it looks to me. They have the ambitions every season to be up near the top of the Premier League. And to, not to make it about myself again, but there was once a point when I was in the Championship with them in 2014. And we were both being promoted to the Premier League, and this is when I was at QPR. And I remember we played them one time, and they were underdogs against us that season, but they managed to go away with a 2-0 win. I think maybe Vardy might have been on the bench and stuff like this, so they didn't look like they were in the best spot. But then they went on a run, which was absolutely incredible. Fast forward to the next year, and they're bottom of the Premier League at Christmas. Go forward another year, and they're winning the Premier League title. So there's something about that club where, they can find a way out of a situation. And they've grown, as you've said there. They've invested in the right players, in the right management, the infrastructure. They've got an incredible new training ground. And it's the club looks like it's a joy to behold. It looks like the type of place where you'd love to play at this moment. But then also I'm a bit like Rob as well, though. Like, for everything that you've achieved, the game does move on. There's always that moment. For everything that was great, like as Louis said as well, United, they win the league title, but they come in for pre-season. It's like, well, we've not done anything now. We have to go again. So that's the reality of football. No matter how great moments are, the game must go on. And for Leicester, I think they've built, and they look like a really great club at the moment.
I guess, Louis, that's the philosophy of life. You can't rest on your laurels. You have to look forward. You have to build, and that's exactly what they have done. They've taken that success and they've built on it.
Exactly. Yes, everyone can take from what has been said here, because you have like a small window. It could be 10, 15 years. You have to really enjoy as much, like work you win and make sure you develop as a citizen. So it's not only your career you have to focus. So because things go so fast. This year you have a challenge to win the trophy, and the next year is to do even better. So it's really, really tough, and the fans have the only, let's say, the only one who's going to remain there is the fans. It's really how respectful you have to be with them, because they are the only loyal, we'll say. So even if you're a player, it's because you're going to be a fan that you're going to remain there. So that's the only thing that you have to really think. It's like really work hard as much as you can, enjoy to win the trophies that you can, and that's it, and move on. As like Robert said, it's a reality, because those situations, just go.
Our first commentary game for you this afternoon is West Ham against Manchester United. We're going to be heading there very shortly. But Louis, very important now, the great start. Ronaldo arriving, Newcastle, wonderful, scoring the goals, the disappointment to young boys in Europe. Very important now that they come to the London Stadium and they get something out of this one.
No, they really need a result again. That's important. But European football is totally different. They had the red card that changed the dynamic of the game. But right now it's a game that they need to show really like a strong mentality, because they're going to face a really strong side. And I know that boys how hard is working on making life difficult for opponents, so it's going to be tough. So Ronaldo needs to be on the ball. Everyone, especially in midfield, I think they have changed the formation with putting Fred and maybe McTominay in midfield. Scotty will definitely be important to release the Pogba as a number 8, let's say. But it's very interesting to see that, and I think they have to be really strong, because let's say it's all about counter-attacking football with West Ham at the moment. Even if they're missing the top scorer, it's going to be a tough game, but pleasant to watch, I think.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great one to watch or to listen to. Nedim, key for you in this West Ham United clash this afternoon?
I think for West Ham, they just need to try and, for me, maintain good tempo, not let United completely dictate the game, offer a threat. don't just be sitting back in and letting them have their way, especially early doors, because for some of these really good sides, as soon as they get into a rhythm, they're very hard to break them out of it. So I think for West Ham in front of their home fans, go and take it to them. The crowd will get excited if you go and press them, if you make those tackles, if you're throwing balls into the box and stuff like this and you're having good play. So for me, as I say, because they're at home, make sure that they dictate the tempo, not Manchester United.
And you feel that, Rob, that Declan Rice is going to play a key role in that midfield. We talk about where matches are won and lost, and he's so important. He can really change the shape and shift the game forward with how he plays.
Well, yeah, and he plays on the front foot. He puts in the tackle, gets the crowd going. And I think it's important for West Ham to make it, what I call an ugly game, fight for every ball. Because if you play for Man U, you want the game to be a bit more relaxed, to play at your own tempo. But in reality, you need to get out there, get in their faces and make it really tough to beat, get the crowd on your side and sort of live off that, really.
And is it about, Louis, not being too distracted as the opposition for Ronaldo? Is it tempting just to focus on him and what he's doing and let everything else get away from you?
You mean perspective of West Ham? Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they really have, as Nedo and Robert said, they need to focus on their strength, and upsetting the United side, it changed the rhythm. They have to really have that aggressiveness. They have to have some kind of composure as well to actually show that they are confident enough to create those chances. Because if they sit there, it's not going to be the right tactic. So it's going to be interesting because it's all about the willpower in midfield. That's why I think they strengthened the midfield United with let's say 2 defensive midfielders in some way. Because yes, it's going to be a battle physically. West Ham have strong players in midfield, and that's where Ronaldo is not a distraction. He's a weapon. One mistake, if you're not concentrated, you're not on your best day for 95 minutes. He's going to punish you because he's waiting for a mistake. He's got that mentality to actually bring that to other players as well. So that's what I think Man United is hoping, is to have an effect on the Greenwoods, on those players forward that can actually have that kind of mentality. That's West Ham, let's say, challenge is to really be very, very concentrated all the game.
Louis Saha, Robert Hu, thank you very much for joining us on Premier League Sun. It's been lovely to have you with us.
Thank you.
And Neda Manua, same time next week.
Be rude not to, eh? Thank you very much, Gigi.
Lovely to spend the day with you. Right, so we've got commentary coming up very shortly from the London Stadium. Before that, cricket is taking place. If you want commentary, ball-by-ball commentary with Test Match Special over on 5 Live Sports Extra, but with an update from Worcester, Amy Lofthouse.
Yes, England are 188 for 9 with 9 overs remaining, and Danny Wyatt is playing a superb knock here. England have had a calamitous sort of day, really, but Wyatt is leading the charge in the final overs. She smashed 2 sixes on her way to an unbeaten 57 from 66 balls. Tash Farrant providing good support with 19 from 22. England being below par with 9 overs left, they'll be looking to turn this 188 for 9 into a competitive total.
Amy, thank you very much. So it continues over on Sports Extra, but now our base is the London Stadium, West Ham against Manchester United, in the company of Karen Carney and Seb Hutchinson.
A fabulous atmosphere already at the London Stadium. West Ham United with an unbeaten start to the season, but that will be severely tested today against Manchester United, who may have lost in midweek in the Champions League, but themselves are unbeaten in 28 away games. The bubbles hanging in the air in the London Stadium, the 2 sets of players lined up on the pitch. I'll take you through the teams before the action begins. West Ham United with Fabianski in goals, Sofal, Zuma, Ogbonna and Cresswell the back 4, Rice and Souček in midfield, Vlasic, Benrahma and Fornals, a front 3 behind Bowen, we believe, at this moment in time, but we'll see how that plays out. Manchester United, De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire and Shaw, McTominay and Fred in midfield, Fernandes, Greenwood and Pogba behind Cristiano Ronaldo. One to look forward to, Karen Carney.
Absolutely, can't wait for this. And the stadium is just electric, by the way. I think there's massive anticipation, obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo as well. I think everyone wants to see him here, but look, West Ham really unbeaten as well. Both teams unbeaten in the Premier League, so it's going to be an exciting game, and how both of them have played in midweek, so it'll be interesting to see how they both recover.
Before the action does get underway, there will be a moment to remember, a moment's applause for Jimmy Greaves, who passed away today at the age of 81. One of the best strikers of all time in the game we love so much. But David Moyes is down in his technical area, ready for this one. He's had a smile on his face this season after some of West Ham's performances, particularly their opening home game against Leicester City. Fabulous display on that occasion. A couple of draws since then, just taken a little bit of the gloss off their start of the campaign, but still yet to lose. An intriguing thing will be how they set up today against a Manchester United side with a fearsome attack. But as I said, before the action gets underway, we will have that moment to remember the great Jimmy Greaves.
We're extremely saddened by the news that legendary striker Jimmy Greaves passed away this morning at the age of 81. We will now observe a minute's of pause as a mark of respect for one of the finest goal scorers English football has ever seen, Jimmy Greaves.
Fabulous reception, a moment of remembrance for a great player. West Ham United were the last top-flight club in England that Jimmy Greaves played for in his career. Spent.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately, due to rights restrictions, we're not able to bring you the current sports commentary on this platform. You may be able to listen on an alternative platform. For further information and terms of use, go to bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately, due to rights restrictions, we're not able to bring you the current sports commentary on this platform. You may be able to listen on an alternative platform. For further information and terms of use, go to bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately, due to rights restrictions, we're not able to bring you the current sports commentary on this platform. You may be able to listen on an alternative platform. For further information and terms of use, go to bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately, due to rights restrictions, we're not able to bring you the current sports.
Ronaldo's love affair with the Champions League continues into an 18th season. Fernandes, a 5 times winner and the competition's all-time leading. Tonight, he's got real energy. Mishak Elia up front has 4 goals to secure regular first-team football. The Dutchman did play in all 6 group games last season. The 3 left out are all.
There's that extra professionalism, that desire and focus, and he's breaking records in every game he plays in.
Got to ask you about the surface. It's an artificial surface.
I don't think I'd be pleased to play on it as a young player, never mind the most senior player. So
Paul Pogba. Well, there's the Manchester United man by Meshak Elia for the home side, who looks to get the shot away and does manage to do so.
Yeah, that was good play. This is great timing of a little shoulder shot.
This is Pogba with a little dink. Challenge on Bruno Fernandes.
Could be some interchange between those two position-wise.
Little exchange with Liz. Here's Shaw to the young boys lineup, threading it through and covered by Lindelof. Ball. Still Bruno Fernandes in towards, who's quick and lively and causing problems for Lindelof as it flashes right across the 6-yard box. Sancho in the middle, and there at the far post was Cristiano Ronaldo to find the back of the net before Van Balmos could get the ball away. And on his first appearance in the Champions League in a Manchester United shirt for a dozen years, Cristiano. Lovely ball through to Luke Shaw, to Amat.
Even better than it was. Caught Meshak Elia.
Forward by Shaw, collected by Fred. Now Hefty. It's collected by Fasnacht, who looks to tee himself up, brings the save from De Gea. Well, that's the best we've seen from young boys so far tonight. Potentially another opportunity. Camera in the air again.
Took it away from his teammate.
For Manchester United. Now it's with Jadon Sancho.
It's a pass.
His eyes lit up at the hint of an opportunity, didn't they?
Long he plays.
Pass. Bruno Fernandes is in the centre here. It's Jadon Sancho, and that's a good... Van de Beek. Awkward fall there for Paul Pogba in midfield, but the home side looking to press once more, and it was Michael Abisher. Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Both fullbacks will like to get forward, so there'll be chances if they're brave enough with their play in the middle. That was a clumsy challenge.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka was really stretching there, wasn't he? And there's going to be a card, and it's a straight red card for Aaron Wan-Bissaka of Manchester United, with just over 10 minutes to go to half-time.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho. Now, young boys threatening here as the shot goes right across the face of the goal, and that was a real opportunity to strike back straight away, with United having gone down to 10. Fasnacht racing in on the far side.
Got to hit the target. Yeah, he goes to control it, actually not hitting it with too much power. It's a measured shot, but it just flashes by.
Back into Vincent Sierro. Maguire waiting for it on that occasion, and there will be a free kick for the challenge on Luke Shaw.
Sylvain Hefty was having a little sneaky look at the referee, wasn't he? He thinks it's possible.
Martins Pereira with the layoff. Sierro. Comfortable enough for De Gea, had plenty of time to see that one coming.
Yeah. There's enough on the Man United forward line. You want
Stadium. Martins Pereira just floating that one in, and there goes the half-time whistle. Well, the home team are still in the game, but it is Manchester United who lead thanks to a goal from that man there. Who else really? Cristiano Ronaldo inside the opening quarter of an hour, turning in a cross from Bruno. David Wagner's team will sense an opportunity here against the 10 men of Manchester United.
Well, they should do, you know, down.
Elias sending it out wide. This is Garcia with the ball into the penalty. Back into Abisha. Sabacha moves forward from the near post and surrounded under pressure. Oh, he's judged the bounce better than Camara. It's Cristiano Ronaldo down under pressure. Referee well placed and he says no penalty.
He's looking for it. I'm glad the referee was close enough. Kamara did well to actually get back alongside Ronaldo. He talks about not...
Mumiyungamalu causing problems here for Manchester United. Table. They're very much in this game as for... Is Hefty.
Oh, too much. Yeah, outfoxed himself.
It did look to be allowed to run up toward Sibachu. Waits in the middle. Fasnack is at the far post as well. It's in toward for Solskjaer's side. Elia now whips it into the edge of the 6-yard box, and there's the equalising goal. Put home by Mumiyungamalu. What a moment for David Wagner's team. 25 minutes to go. The champions of Switzerland are level against the 10 men of Manchester United. Match here for Manchester United.
As to Tambo, certainly against Ferencváros, of course, much weaker opposition.
Yeah, you quite enjoyed. And they're swarming all around the United box. As the home team try to force the issue, another awkward one in towards the near post. Sibachu there going for it.
He misses it.
The 5th minute of the game. Pogba battling away. Looking ball in. Falling at the feet of Lindelof.
No real stellar.
Oh, it's been given away. There's Sibachu with a chance. Oh, what a gift! What a gift! And Jordan Sibachu, in the last minute of added time, wins the match for Young Boys. What an extraordinary finish! And the 10 men of Manchester United finally beaten. And they've caused a problem.
see that some have used the excuse over the years, but he's one to embrace for West Ham. His team began that European match on Thursday. Certainly is something to embrace. You've worked all season to be a part of European competition. Something to moan about the next season, saying it's difficult, you have to play on Sundays. It's enjoy it, try to go as far as possible as you can in the competition. Maybe even have aspirations of winning it. Clearance there goes behind for a corner. He has to be on his toes to Philippine intelligence. Cristiano Ronaldo has really shown that quite often in this game we've seen him having short and fancy heads who can try pin him behind and seems to not fall into it or defended quite carefully.
Hello, Mumbai. No worry, Otu Batu Pada, Lola, what too stressful for you.
Going almost was McTominay. Very unorthodox. David De Gea.
Cresswell's out on that left-hand touchline, halfway inside the Manchester United half of the pitch. Back it comes to Rice again, score of that second goal in the 2-0 win against Dinamo Zagreb for West Ham. Perfect way to start the Europa League group phase, get the win away from home, Paul.
It was.
Could be some exciting times.
It could be. It's important now, their next game against that Rapid Vienna, that they've got themselves a massive advantage in the fact of winning their first game away from home. They've got to go and make sure they win their next game at home. It's so important, and it doesn't make your life easier when if they go into that third game with 6 points.
Yeah, betwixt now and then, Manchester United, a trip up there in the League Cup on Wednesday night for West Ham United. Then it's Leeds next Saturday, game you can hear live on BBC Radio London. As here are Manchester United with Pogba down the right-hand side of the Hammers penalty area, tries to clip in across, steered away by Declan Rice, and that's a good spin and turn, and surging forward. Said Benrahma with it now for West Ham United, tries to play it inside of Harry Maguire for Jared Bowen. In the end, Maguire just did enough, just had enough pace to get back and steer it towards his goalkeeper, and it'll be the visitors who break forward down the right-hand side again.
He just didn't make, he made his run wrong there, by the way, Bowen. It was a lovely pass to him by Benrahma. He ran the wrong side.
Ronaldo, edge of the penalty area, drifting inside that 18-yard box, tries to curl a shot beyond Fabianski, who pats it down from the Portuguese international's effort, and a comfortable save is made. Still 0-0, 24 minutes played. BBC Radio London Sport on digital. A Sunday afternoon. We've still got Spurs against Chelsea to come your way, and plenty of movement on the bench. No wonder David Moyes, to be fair, just stands at the edge of the technical area, because if he was one of those managers who wants to go and have a chat with his coaching staff, we mentioned this when we spoke to him last season, he'd get his steps up, wouldn't he? I mean, it's a long way away from the benches to the pitch.
It is. I mean, Pellegrini lost 2 stones, didn't he, while he was here?
Hair stayed lovely, though.
The hair, fantastic food.
Here's Cresswell, clipped out wide to him by Said Benrahma, and he said it's a bit of a berating from the Liverpudlian. Said Benrahma says he can't understand exactly what was wrong with that. He suggests that Cresswell should have been darting onto it a bit more, but I think it was a poor pass.
I'm going to say it was a poor pass. I don't think anyone can argue with that. It was just overweighted. Great idea, great skill for him to find the space and then to find Cresswell, but execution of the pass was awful.
West Ham United have it with Souček again towards the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Fornals rides the challenge of Paul Pogba. Is he being manhandled? No, as Fernandes brings it clear towards the halfway line. West Ham try and win it back through Declan Rice. Fernandes goes to ground. Pogba still has it. Referee is happy for play to continue, and Ronaldo on the left-hand touchline pokes it back to Luke Shaw. 0-0.
Do you know what? I have not seen Ollie on the touchline so much, ever seen him so much doing it. I've been questioning why he's been sitting back and allowing his 2 coaches go up. The players want to see him on there.
Yeah. McTominay pirouetting, Declan Rice in close company, halfway inside the West Ham United half of the pitch. Here comes a spin and turn from Greenwood, steers it out wide to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, level with the edge of the Hammers penalty area on that right-hand side for the visitors this afternoon. 0-0, 26 minutes gone, 19 minutes to go before the break. Are we going to get a breakthrough? It's a little bit... Well, as the cross comes into the 6-yard box, a brilliant clearing header from Angelo Ogbonna. Had to throw himself at that to get it clear from Mason Greenwood, did the Italian international, and he looks unflappable at times, doesn't he? But that was a really good header.
It certainly was. I don't know what Mason Greenwood could have done with it. All he could have done with it really is just to make contact and see what happens next. But Ogbonna weren't aware of that. He just had to deal with it. It was in front of him, and he dealt with it well and bravely, because there was a foot around his head as well. Yeah, the boot was flailing, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't a high boot because Ogbonna was diving at it, and Greenwood wasn't sort of making any real effort to make contact. But still, you can see that coming. And that could have been nasty. Here comes the corner kick for Manchester United. Third of the game. Luke Shaw with it into the 6-yard box. Heads go up. It's going to drop towards this near post. It's come off the post in the drive from Fernandes. Back it up in the air again. It comes to this near touchline. Fernandes this time won't get on the end of it. He tries to hoik it inside the 6-yard box. Ogbonna and Kurt Zouma can deal with this. Zouma with the clearance away. Still, though, West Ham can't get it clear. Fernandes, left-hand touchline again. Brings it under control, Bruno Fernandes. Back it goes to Fred. They've just steadied the ship, West Ham. They forced Manchester United back to the halfway line, but they still have possession. Here they go with Cristiano Ronaldo. He receives it from Greenwood. It's Ronaldo again. Point to the penalty area on the right-hand side. Shunts it infield to Mason Greenwood. Ball at his feet, surrounded by claret and blue shirts. Into the path of Fred. Now it's going to be Luke Shaw with an effort. Oh, and it almost caught Fabianski off guard. He had to dive to his right, just readjust his footing. And the bearded left back almost broke the deadlock, but a good save from the pole in the end. 27, almost 28 minutes gone, 0-0. Yeah, it took a deflection, I think that did as well. As Luke Shaw's hit, it's come off as someone's toe, I'm sure it did. I think it just took maybe a little touch there, I think, off of Soufal, I think it was, who's initially gone out. But it just seen looking back on the drive from Fernandes, more instinctive than anything else. It's just come to him. He just hit it first time with his left foot. Great strike. And I think, no, it wasn't a touch. It's actually maybe a touch from Fabianski onto the post. Little flick, onto the post. Cresswell was on the post as well. Should he have been required, but it bounced off the woodwork. Or some sort of, some sort of plastic, really. Yeah, plastic, they're not woodwork, are they, anymore? No. That's long gone, Paul. Yeah, people don't get splinters anymore carrying them out. Square posts. Square posts, yeah. Square post. Not anymore. No, there was a round metal ones, I can remember. The ones the ones that got rusty over the park. Yeah, they certainly did, yeah, exactly, yeah. Here is Angelo Ogbonna, halfway line for West Ham United again. 0-0, 29 minutes almost played on BBC Radio London. 16 minutes or so to go to the break. Gary Roslan continuing on 94.9 FM. Bounces up in the air awkwardly from the attempt to control it from Fornals, and the slipped pass forward by Zouma is straight down the throat of Luke Shaw, but then he has a free kick awarded against him for a little shove in on Soufal. And Luke Shaw marches back to defend this free kick on the halfway line for West Ham. Paul Parkin. I think we've just seen a little bit of a turn. West Ham had their moment and they could have maybe scored, but it was their best part of the game as well, and they've allowed United just to slow the game down again. United do need to slow it down. If they allow West Ham to get up ahead of steam, they cause problems. Declan Rice slipping it out wide to Pablo Fornals on the right-hand side, in towards Soufal, back heel, Jared Bowen in off the right-hand side, pokes it infield, chance maybe to guide one goal, which takes a deflection, and Saïd Benrahma has given West Ham United the lead. He drove a right-footed shot, took a wicked deflection, De Gea went the wrong way, and it bobbles into the back of the net, and London Stadium, with half an hour gone, is celebrating. It's West Ham 1, Manchester United 0. If you don't shoot, you don't score. It's as simple as that. And a shot's been taken. It's happened quite a few times in this half. The ball's gone to the edge of the box, and West Ham have been having pot shots. There's been blocks going on, some really good blocks as well, but it comes across to Bowen. He slips it inside to Benrahma, and it comes off of Varane. It hits Varane, I think, in his midriff, and he takes it to the right-hand side of De Gea. Otherwise, De Gea gets to the strike. It's going in towards him. He can't do anything about that. Too many bodies in front of him. Poor defending by United. Too many sitting back. too deep in front of the goalkeeper. He'll be going mad, De Gea, with his defence.
Well, Said Benrahma wants to claim his third goal of the season. The dodgy goals committee, if it still existed, may well look at that and go, is that an own goal?
It's on target.
But it is on target, yeah.
Definitely on target, and it's deserved as well, slightly deserved, just by the manner in which they've gone at the game so far.
Well, scored against Newcastle, scored against Leicester in those games where West Ham bagged 4, and they've bagged the opening goal of this game through Said Benrahma, 1-0. But a huge deflection off Rafael Varane, and David De Gea left completely flat-footed and stumped as a consequence of that. But the noise inside the stadium now has been lifted exponentially. Down the right-hand side there, looking to respond. McTominay for Manchester United steps back, being marked by Declan Rice. Manchester United has a greater sense of urgency now, Paul, trailing by a goal to 0. Here comes the cross, whipped on in the air. Zuma with the header away. It'll be retained over on that far touchline as they dart towards the edge of the penalty area. Fernandes with it. It's up towards the far post. Luke Shaw heads it down. And then a sort of improvised effort from Cristiano Ronaldo goes driving over the top of the bar, and that'll be a goal kick to Lucas Fabianski. 1-0.
Yeah, you're right. It was a little bit improvised, and we've seen him score goals like that before. He just couldn't get his foot around again. Luke Shaw's done well to reach the ball and just to get it back into a decent area, and he's gone, tried to go with the outside or just on the instep with his right foot, going across his body. A difficult skill for anybody, and it was difficult for him. Maybe he should have gone with his left foot.
Yeah, was that a smile or a grimace?
I'm going to call that a grimace.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a smile. I think it might be
or a scrimmage.
Yeah, you want to call it that. Yeah, I'm going to go with you. I imagine that's in the dictionary.
I would imagine it's not. To be like a lot of the words I end up using, Paul, they're not in the dictionary. And no one knows what I'm talking about. Here's Pogba, left-hand side, in his own half of the pitch, though, as he uses those long legs of his to extricate himself from difficulties. McTominay has Wan-Bissaka to the right. It's Ronaldo in off the left-hand side. Cristiano Ronaldo steps back, right foot in. He should have levered it across, though. There was an option in there. Pogba goes to ground, no foul. It's Luke Shaw for Manchester United again. Chipped towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka guides it in towards the 6-yard box. Fabianski makes a super stop. It's a corner kick.
Yeah, there was that moment there. You saw Ronaldo. Did he delay it maybe a little bit too long to allow one block and then to allow the second block from Zuma, which was a great block. You could hear that from here where we're sitting. We heard how loud it was. They're the little moments. If you fall asleep, Ronaldo just nips in there, and then you get Fabianski, who's made a save from at the near post from a great bit of work by Wan-Bissaka to get the shot in.
Yeah, it was. Kurt Zuma came and slid in, didn't he? Here comes the corner kick. It's an in-swinger. Well dealt with, though. Souček with the clearance header away. Then Fornals tries to battle for it. West Ham have cleared it. Wafted only towards the halfway line. Slipped out to the left-hand touchline again. And Fernandes, right-footed, great delivery! What a save! And then it's been bundled in. And I think the equaliser may well have been scored as the flag gone up. No, it's not. Cristiano Ronaldo has scored again for Manchester United. He drifted in at the far post. Fabianski made the save, but then he couldn't hold on to the ball, and it's been jabbed home. West Ham 1, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just mentioning about falling asleep. They've done so well, the centre-halves. Poor clearance there by Bowen, by the way. Should have been a little bit calmer, but the ball comes in again, and that's questionable, isn't it?
Well, they may well look at this. They are looking at the offside. The arm is definitely offside.
Yes, that's offside.
And so therefore we may have to chalk that off. His right arm is definitely in an offside position.
Oh, it's offside.
So he flicked it towards Fabianski, made the block, and then responded. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's been awarded.
Wow.
It has been awarded. No offside. I suppose the arm is offside, Paul, but is the decision is that, I mean, that's not a goal-scoring part of your body. You are using momentum. VAR have checked it, and it's 1-1.
Yep.
I mean, that's less controversial. I suppose some people would say, look, how can you score? You can't score with your arm. The Man United fans are less controversial than John Moss's decision yesterday. What on earth was that? With the penalty for Southampton, that wasn't. Oh. Okay, don't send off Carl Walker. It's not a sending off offence, but it's a penalty.
Yeah. Saying that, I saw his performance at Sellers Park last week as well. It wasn't much better either.
Well, Darren England's the VAR today, and he checked it, and he was happy that that was a goal for Manchester United. I think we're getting to the point where actually when the Premier League book John Moss, they're actually hoping that the former drummer of the Culture Club turns up to officiate rather than the rather rotund.
I keep saying it, I keep kind of saying it in a jokey kind of way, but he can't get about the park. He's just not an athlete. He can't get around. He can't get close to anywhere.
He can't get. I suppose if he's getting close to, at some point he will be close to the action when it comes to him.
Well, I just think he was one of those.
It's like a stopped clock is right twice a day, Paul.
Yeah, I know, but I think maybe going back to his youth, I think he was one of them. When he heard a dinner bell, he was always first in the queue.
That's when he moved.
Yeah.
Right, on the right-hand side, here come Manchester United again, back on level terms. Wan-Bissaka with it. It's going to be clipped into the penalty area for West Ham United to deal with it. They'll be frustrated with the equaliser coming so quickly, won't they? That's what David Moyes won't like. I mean, there may be some discussion about whether it's offside if your arm is slightly beyond the other defender's arm. But they did switch off. They allowed Cristiano Ronaldo to drift into the penalty area.
Yeah, you can never presume that a goalkeeper's going to hold everything. Fabianski's been brilliant for West Ham. This is his best spell ever at any club. But that one slipped out. So I think he'll be the most disappointing of all that he's allowed that to happen.
One apiece. BBC Radio London Sport on digital on a Sunday afternoon. Souček rolls it back to Angela Ogbonna. Fernandes tries to close him down. He slides it to the former Chelsea man Kutzuma. On the right-hand side, it'll be Sofal, right-footed, rifle forward. Bowen, ever willing, is going to try and chase this. Maguire is going to try and shepherd it out of play. Does so successfully. Goal kick to Manchester United. 1-1.
Yeah, I just thought that Bowen could have maybe shown a little bit more urgency earlier on in that one to test out Harry Maguire. He didn't want to run. He wanted the easy way out of believing that ball was going to go out for a goal kick.
Here is slow build-up at the back from Manchester United again. McTominay back to Varane, and it will be Harry Maguire receives it into his feet, just steers it out wide towards the left. It wasn't the best of passes. Luke Shaw though turns it back in field, and Fred scuffling around drops deep to try and fizz it to the right-hand side, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Varane with it, the French international. Cushions it out wide towards the right-hand side, and now they're trying to inject a bit of urgency on that far flank as it's chipped in towards Ronaldo again. No flag goes up against it from the cross whipped in from Fernandes on that far touchline. Driven away by Ogbonna towards the halfway line. Wan-Bissaka wins it back, scuttles forward, drives beyond Declan Rice, into the feet of McTominay. Little step run towards the byline, cushions it back to Cristiano Ronaldo. Pogba is waiting to sniff as well and darting through midfield. He couldn't quite get his boot on the ball, scraped away by Sofal, and that will be a throw into Manchester United on the left-hand touchline. 1-1.
Yeah, it was too easy for Scott McTominay to get to the byline there. That's the first fault. Stop him getting him behind, and to be fair to him, he pulled a ball back, a really good one. Good defending in the end by West Ham, had to be.
Shaw slips it in towards the edge of the penalty area that West Ham are defending. Fornals tries to come away with it. It's all a little bit congested. Martin Atkinson says that'll be a hammer's throw, and it will be Vladimir Sofal who will look to get it clear. Fred was on the ground trying to battle for that, and it will be a throw-in which Sofal will take. Level the edge of his own penalty area. 39.5 minutes played. BBC Radio London Sport on digital on a Sunday afternoon. The rain fell heavily before the players did their warm-up. It's certainly stopped. It's very cloudy, but we can certainly get a good view of the orbit. Away on the stand opposite us, poking its head above that stand as now Mason Greenwood drives forward again, finds Fernandes halfway inside the West Ham half. Good tackle. Cleared away, cleared out by Declan Rice. All of them. But it was fair as well as Jared Bowen. Great trickery. Can he get down the right-hand side and keep the ball in? Luke Shaw slides it out of play. Jared Bowen gets a round of applause. Real great endeavour there from the former Hull man. And it'll be a throw into the Hammers, almost level with the edge of the Manchester United penalty area right-hand side.
It was great endeavour. It was a great bit of skill as well. Bravery on the ball as well. It was easy to try and maybe play for a throw. And he wanted to get more out of it. And he nearly did as well. Luke Shaw's got an old-fashioned slide tack on him.
Cresswell, cross, loopy, straight out of play, goal kick, David De Gea, 1-1. 4.5 minutes to go before half-time. One gentleman just making his way to the concourse. Obviously, he's had a bit too much to drink. He broke into a jog down there. He wants to get there before there's a queue, Paul. Obviously, he's a bit, shall we say, in need.
He's in need, yeah, but he could be in real need. And I don't mean by having a drink.
No, that's what I mean.
Oh,
that's
right.
what I mean. He's getting there early. He sort of broke into that sort of awkward jog. If you know what I mean.
You mean jogging with a bladder?
Yes, exactly. Oh, dear, that's not good. Here's Wan-Bissaka, prods it up the right-hand touchline. Manchester United again surging forward through midfield. It's Ronaldo, right-hand side of the 6-yard box. Good save by Fabianski. Again, the ball dribbles away from him, but he had some teammates there to make sure he can drop onto it. But Ronaldo, just a quick spin and turn, got himself away inside the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. Fabianski with a good save.
Yeah, I mean, that was all about Greenwood initially. Lovely weighted pass to Ronaldo. And to be honest, when he gets in and around that box, that's when you really got to wake up, as I should say, get on the steroids or something and stay alive, because that's when he comes alive, Ronaldo. Can't do it over the great distances as before.
Fornal spreads it out wide to Cresswell. Space for him to gallop into now for West Ham United. It's in towards Vlasic, who steers his shot just wide and just over. It's still 1-1.
Oh, what a great bit of skill that was by Vlasic as he galloped onto that ball, and to get the way he touched onto it as well. He just virtually just made sure he just got a good solid foot on it in the end. He wasn't trying to he just took the sting out of it, and I can't see it from this angle. I'm going to see it better now how far wide it went, but it was a lovely ball into him as well. It wasn't too far away in the end.
No, considering he was wide of the post, wasn't he? And then to try and curl it back in.
Yeah, I mean, what skill that would have been to actually... He was in front of the near post, and then to get it back across the goal.
Well, you were impressed with his debut last week, weren't you?
Yeah, I thought he'd done OK in the European game since someone's only just come in and asked to go out to play a game out there. No different to Zuma as well, who I thought him and Diop played really, really well together.
Here's Cristiano Ronaldo into the feet of Fred, slides it through the centre circle to Scott McTominay, who finds some space for Aaron Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side. Mason Greenwood's able to bring it under control. He's on the edge of the penalty area. Here comes a cross. Ronaldo jumps. Zuma was ahead of him. Got a good leap on him as well. Kurt Zuma and Said Benrahma, whose goal gave West Ham United the lead, just jabs it forward. He was being fouled anyway as he tried to bobble it into the path of Pablo Fornals, and that will be a free kick awarded by Martin Atkinson. 43 minutes played, 1-1. Cristiano Ronaldo cancelling outside Benrahma's opener for West Ham United, who led only for 3 or 4 minutes. And here's Declan Rice. Cresswell, left-hand touchline, receives, steps back. Aaron Cresswell, top assists last season for West Ham. On the list of that, he's certainly from set pieces as well, isn't it? His delivery from set pieces, Paul. It's not just on open play, getting up and down that left-hand touchline. He's got good delivery. As Cristiano Ronaldo now just prods it forward down the left-hand side for Manchester United and Luke Shaw. On the point of the penalty area on the left-hand side, it's Ronaldo, who tries to jiggle his way. He's sort of dancing on the ball there. Rather flamboyantly. Some cheers from the Manchester United fans as that somehow worked its way out wide to that right-hand touchline again. Wan-Bissaka just maintains this forward momentum at the moment for Manchester United. Everyone bar David De Gea inside the West Ham half of the pitch. We're in the last 60 seconds of this first half. One apiece. West Ham took the lead through Benrahma. Varane is now able to buccaneer towards the edge of the 18-yard box, defended by the Hammers. It's Wan-Bissaka. Fernandes will try and spin and turn on the ball. He's got Cristiano Ronaldo. It's rolled towards Luke Shaw. Now it's going to be Mason Greenwood, driving it back into the feet of Fred, steps it out behind him. They're passing it around Manchester United, but not going anywhere.
No, again, it's no progression when they do it, United. It's a big, big problem.
Pogba tries to turn away and muscle off his man. Still has it. Left-footed shot. Watched wide by Fabianski. Took a deflection on the way through. Corner kick.
Yeah, again, they're just very laboured sometimes. That went across. There wasn't much progression being made. They just wasn't looking. There was no one making the runs. And to be honest, you want Fernandes on the ball in those areas, but he's already pushed in as a Sunday session on TalkSport.
2 minutes of added time then being played at the end of this first half. Board being held up by David Coote. And it will be a corner kick which Luke Shaw will take. The set piece taker, left-footed, lifts it far post, heads go up, chested down this time. Cristiano Ronaldo wins another header. Here's Harry Maguire trying to get on the ball. Bobbles up in the air, guided towards the right-hand side of the Hammers penalty area. And Bruno Fernandes, he's closed out from space, whips in a cross. And that's going to be a corner kick. Took a deflection on the way through. Martin Atkinson put his finger in his ear, a bit like a folk singer, I think, to try and work out. He was either trying to work out whether the fourth official was telling him something or the chords to Dirty Old Town. Which is, of course, written about Salford, which is where Manchester United are from. Here it goes. It's going to be Fernandes who's going to take this corner. Right-footed, out-swinger. Ogbonna gets his head on the ball. Drops for Luke Shaw on the left-hand side of the D. It's swirled forward this time by Fred. West Ham come away with it. Cresswell tries to dance on the ball and manages to squirt it out wide towards the left-hand side. Now they look to spray it towards Vlasic, who has his ears pinned back and he races down the right-hand side of the Manchester United penalty area. Here comes the cross. It's over the top of Bowen. Declan Rice is pumping his arms to get into that penalty area too. Didn't have enough energy to get over the top to him, and Souček just sprays it back to Ogbonna inside the centre circle. 1-1. Half-time approaching rapidly, Paul Parker. And here come West Ham United again.
Yeah, if West Ham to go in at 1-1, they'll be pleased. Yes, you're right. As you said earlier, disappointed they conceded so quickly after going in front. But to be honest, they've earned the right to still
you can
be
leave
in the
that
game.
one to me.
Fornals, Cresswell, left-hand touchline, halfway inside the Manchester United half again, filters it forward towards Fornals, steps on the ball, balloons it towards the right, so foul with it, right-footed cross near post, headed up in the air, it goes from Fred. Manchester United complete the clearance from Harry Maguire's Bonce, and it's a blow of Martin Atkinson's whistle, and decent applause from both sets of fans inside the stadium. West Ham United taking the lead. Said Benrahma's shot from 20 yards out took a wicked deflection off Rafael Varane, and wrong-footed David De Gea to give West Ham the lead. It didn't last that long. A ball clipped in towards is met by Cristiano Ronaldo. His initial shot was saved by Lucas Fabianski, but it's just squirted back into the path of the Portuguese international, who dabbed it home. There was a VAR check to see if he was offside. The VAR official was happy that he wasn't, and we have parity at the break. It's West Ham United 1, Manchester United 1.
BBC Radio London.
The home of London football.
So You
can ask him.
You could have stopped him. Come on, Paul. What are you on about? You know, you played at the back there. You were up against some really rough and rugged central forwards that you had to deal with.
Yeah, but we had kind of a lot of people protect us in rugby. No one protects you. You look after yourself.
Good point. Okay, fair enough. No, it's an interesting point that you make, and I think it's an interesting point that is worth discussing about, you know, how professional sports people, how professional footballers cope with that moment where it's no longer here. This life suddenly, it must be like just having. It can be, unless you've planned for it. And the point I was trying to make is, is there enough planning for it? Just having something whipped away from you is suddenly a massive hole in your life that you have to try and fill.
I don't think you can plan for it. You can talk about it and say, I'm doing this and doing that, but sorry, you miss it.
Second half's underway, just about, and it's 1-1. BBC Radio London Sport on digital at the London Stadium. West Ham United against Manchester United, and West Ham have given it away to Fernandes, and it's Ronaldo, and it's a great save from Lucas Fabianski. He was quickly off his line. Cristiano Ronaldo, 4 goals already this season, looking for his 5th. He knows that was a chance, but the Polish goalkeeper was out very, very quickly. But West Ham, you can't afford to give the ball away like that.
Well, that was just 4 nows. That was awful play, by the way. So early in this half as well, when he gives a sloppy ball inside. I'd rather him have kicked it out for a throw-in and asked his teammates where my help was. Don't kick it across the front of your goal.
Fabianski got Fornals out of a little bit of a hole there. It's a corner kick to Manchester United. Fabianski in goal. Sofal, Zuma, Ogbonna, Creswell, the back 4. Here it comes from Luke Shaw, the corner kick, 6-yard box, heads go up, it drifts towards the back post. Ronaldo digs out a shot, it's bobbled away, came off someone's chest, and Jared Bowen runs it clear for the Hammers over on the right-hand side. And that's a brilliant slide tackle from Vladimir Sofal, who's going to go for the ball again. He's made a lung-busting run from one end of the pitch to the other. Absolutely stunning from the Czech international. Goodness gracious me, that is a real test of fitness, and he's helped win West Ham United a corner kick.
Yeah, and he doesn't know if David Moyes suddenly screams for him to get back on the halfway line. You don't see that too often, especially the way he was going. He wanted to get there as well, didn't he?
It was like a steam train running out of control downhill, wasn't he? He was so fast and powerful. Corner kick West Ham on the right-hand side. The rest of the lineup for you briefly in a moment or two. Here it comes, 6-yard box, heads go up. It's Maguire who clears it away. Mason Greenwood continues the clearance. Now it's going to be Sofal again, who guides it out wide to that right-hand side. Brilliant bit of control. Jared Bowen scuttling away from his marker. Left-footed, delivers it into the 6-yard box. David De Gea makes a comfortable save. Thomas Souček and Declan Rice in midfield. It's Bowen, Fornals, Benrahma and Vlasic, the rest of the West Ham lineup. De Gea in goal for Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire and Shaw. McTominay, Fred, Greenwood, Fernandes, Pogba and Ronaldo. 3 minutes gone second half. Go through the benches for you shortly as Wan-Bissaka brings it under control on the right-hand side. Good skill to get away from Vlasic, who then hauls him down, and it will be a free kick which Manchester United take very quickly. 3 and a bit minutes gone second half, 1-1. Fred with possession with the ball at his feet. Cristiano Ronaldo knows he could have had another brace this afternoon, as McTominay now receives it. Little zip passing in midfield from Manchester United, scooped towards Fernandes, headed away by Sofal into the feet of Pogba, and Manchester United try and win it back from West Ham United. Here's McTominay, it squirts up in the air. Sofal though brings it under control, surrounded by a press, and it's been given away again this time by Souček and brought under control from Mason Greenwood. Pogba though is crowded out, and West Ham again, if they've given it away in midfield, that's been dealt with brilliantly by Vlasic, and then Benrahma pokes it down the left-hand side looking for Fornals. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was alert to the danger though for the visitors and brings it towards the halfway line. It's been very open and also mistake-laden in this opening 4 minutes of the second half, Paul.
It has, and there's been poor decisions made as well. That was the wrong pass there with Wan-Bissaka there. The ball was the other side to Jared Bowen, who was on his own.
Fernandes receives it from Luke Shaw down the left-hand side. Shaw goes for the return just outside the penalty area. Tries to get across in the 18-yard box. It's smothered away by Thomas Souček, and that'll be a corner kick which Shaw's going to take himself over on that left-hand touchline. Corner count mounting. West Ham have got 1. Manchester United not quite, but heading towards double figures. It's only 1 apiece though on the significant stat, which is the goals. Shaw back pedals, left-footed, outswinger then from that left-hand side at London Stadium, which is a little bit quiet at the moment. Here it comes, 6-yard box, headed by Maguire, and it comes off 50p head really, goes well wide for a goal kick to Lucas Fabianski.
You've moved on a bit, or you're trying to make out you're really young, because I'm sure in the good old days you would have said Fropney.
What?
You would have said Fropney bit ahead.
I don't know what one of that. A Thrupney.
Fropney. Oh my God, I'm old. I'm stopping now. I've just killed myself there by saying what I've said. You haven't helped me at all, Phil.
Sorry, Paul.
Could have faked it.
It basically came off at a funny angle.
Yeah,
Is that what we're getting at? Yeah.
Getting down to it, it was a poor header. He's better in the defensive box than what he is in the attacking box, Harry Maguire.
Fair enough. Swept that wide towards the right-hand side. Here comes West Ham in the shape of Jared Bowen in towards Fornals. Back heel goes wide.
He didn't know what was going on around him. Vlasic just said something to him. His response to that with Pablo Fornals was, I didn't know you was there, I thought I was on my own. That's why he tried to improvise with a back heel. He was in front of the near post as well, which made it even more difficult what he tried to do. But he done really well to get in that wide area. They're still having a go, West Ham, but it's blatantly obvious. They are missing Antonio so much.
Here is Pogba. Left-hand side of the Manchester United attack into the edge of the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes. Pogba digs out a shot, lifted over the top of the bar. The statistic, Paul, will tell you that since his debut in 2015, Mikel Antonio that is, West Ham United have won 41% of the games he's played in, and only 28% of the games he hasn't played in. So that's quite a significant difference.
I wonder if he'll use that in contract renewals.
Might do. He might do. It was a bit of a unnecessary. Oh dear. Yet another mistake. Ogbonna out wide to Cresswell, who pings it back to the shaven-headed defender, and it goes straight out of play for a needlessly given away corner kick. And this first half has been a bit more like the dog and duck versus the roasted parrot on Hackney Marshes, hasn't it, really, with a number of mistakes, Paul, rather than a Premier League encounter.
Yeah, you've just named some wonderful bars there. What happened to a good old name, London pub or something? The dog and duck or something.
The roasted parrot.
The roasted parrot.
It's an extravagant Sunday lunch, isn't it?
Very much so.
Well, parakeet, there's enough of them around these days. Go spare. Here's Luke Shaw with it, in towards Maguire again. That's out of play for a goal kick. What you spotted, Paul? Where did that go off Maguire? Out of play, goal kick. I think some sort of pop bands turned up.
Must be, yeah.
Maybe that's the end of game entertainment. And then now Fred and Sofal having a little bit of a coming together on the far touchline. David Moyes' lacquer is unimpressed with the shoving and pushing. Is that James Collins down there? I think.
No.
Is it not?
No, he's a big United fan. What with the bald head there?
Yeah.
No, definitely not him.
Oh right, okay. I just. Oh, here is Vlasic inside the penalty area, gathered by David De Gea as it was drifting forward, and the Spaniard makes a take. It's a comfortable 1-2. It's still 1-1. Sorry, Paul.
You're right.
Fernandes sways it forward. Ogbonna with a good header clear towards the halfway line. McTominay battling with Said Benrahma. He hooks him round the neck and drags him to the ground.
Just pointless again by McTominay. He was going nowhere, Benrahma. He's back. All he's got to do is to stand there and say, just head it back. I've done my job. But he's trying to rip his head off his shoulders, isn't he?
And then he then starts questioning what was wrong. Yeah. I mean, it's like, well, it's pretty clear that was wrong. That would be an illegal move in rugby.
Yeah.
Never mind football. It's, you can't neck roll someone. Here is Souček through the centre circle. He plays it to Kurt Zouma, the Lyon-born former Saint-Etienne defender, and Chelsea, of course. Now on the right-hand side, here comes Soufal scampering forward. Pogba's taken the ball away from him. Long and leggy, the French international. And it has to be slipped out of play by Souček, helping out his compatriot, and it's a throw-in on that far touchline. Can we start the second half again, please, Paul?
I think we can, and just ask for a little bit of quality. Yeah, it's been really, really poor from both sides. West Ham be more the happier.
Yeah.
Manchester United, they can't carry on like this, otherwise it's not going to be good reading in the papers the next day. Or I should say online reading.
Yeah. 8 unbeaten West Ham United in all competitions. Manchester United, of course, suffered that defeat midweek in Switzerland at Young Boys. Down the left-hand touchline, they prod it again. Wan-Bissaka was sent off. Cristiano Ronaldo scored in that game as well. He has today the equaliser cancelling out Said Benrahma's deflected effort. Fred now mops it up at the back for Manchester United. And after the ball drifted away from a combined challenge of Maguire and Souček, now it's going to be Wan-Bissaka, right-hand side, lifts in across. Ogbonna with a clearance header. Fred's there to ping it in the end off the head of Fornals. Manages to squirt it towards Luke Shaw. He dabs it into the 18-yard box. Cresswell with a header clear. Fernandes won't win it. West Ham United have it in the shape of Declan Rice, who can now buccaneer forward. Needs an option. It's going to be supplied by Cresswell, who he finds on the left-hand side. Now it's going to be Vlasic again. Holds up play well. Goes to ground. No foul, says Martin Atkinson, who does a funny little dance move, really. That was sort of, not quite sure what he was almost like doing a robot as he picking up a parcel, moving it somewhere else, picking up a parcel. I don't quite know what he was saying there. As now breaking into the 18-yard box comes Mason Greenwood. It's been guided back by Angelo Ogbonna to his goalkeeper Fabianski, who drives it, thumps it clear for a throw into Manchester United inside their own half of the pitch. 11 gone second half, still 1-1. McTominay slipping it towards Fred on the right-hand side of the centre circle. McTominay again just looks to drift one way than the other. He's got the ball at his feet, just plays it forward to Bruno Fernandes. Now the Scotsman carries it towards the halfway line. Towards the edge of the West Ham United penalty area, shall I say, from the halfway line. Ogbonna won that back successfully and scrapes it clear. Here's now Declan Rice, runs on an angle, slips it towards Fornals. Great ball out wide to the right-hand side, and Gerard Bowen. Will there be a cutback from Bowen? He's inside the 18-yard box, strikes a shot against Maguire, loops up into the air. So Fall is with it. He clips in across, chested down by Fred. Cleared towards Paul Pogba, who runs clear of Souček and then gets sandwiched by Souček and Declan Rice, but fouls the Czech international midfielder, and a free kick awarded to West Ham United inside the Manchester United half of the pitch. 57 gone, 1-1.
There's a little bit of petulance there from Paul Pogba in losing out there, but that was a wonderful ball inside the fullback from Fornals in towards Jared Bowen, and he's checked back again. It had to be done early, and he didn't do it early. He's left it a little bit too late, and then he doesn't get any quality crossing. He hits the first man. No win to West Ham in this fixture against Manchester United since 2019. And lost the last 3 games. That 2019 win was a 2-0 victory. There have been some famous wins, of course. They had a quiz question at half-time about the famous 1-0 at the end of the 2006-2007 season, where Tevez got the only winning goal at Old Trafford, but who kept the clean sheet was the question for West Ham. As Fernandes scoops it up in the air. It's a scallop, really, headed down by Cristiano Ronaldo, who drifted out wide towards the left-hand touchline. Pogba picks up possession. Here is Luke Shaw, bearded, almost looks like a trawler captain, really, Luke Shaw. Captain Pugwash, we call him. Yeah. If he had one of those, Navy Aaron jumpers on and a pipe in his mouth. Captain Haddock. Captain Haddock. Here, Manchester United breaking into the West Ham penalty area, but that's been well watched by Cresswell. It's beyond Mason Greenwood. He cuts a frustrated figure, and now the play goes for a goal kick. On the bench for West Ham, by the way, Areoli, the goalkeeper, Yarmolenko, Lanzini, Dawson, Noble, Diop, Fredericks, Masuaku and Kral, defensive midfielder. Heaton, Bailly, Mata, Martial, Lingard, Dalot, Sancho, Matic, Van der Beek. That could be used by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should he require. I'm just looking at West Ham's, and I'm trying to think what they got on the bench to change it, to push them on to go towards a win. They haven't got anybody, have they? Could they push Yarmolenko through the middle? Might be. At least they'll have a figure in there, someone who's going to maybe affect the 2 centre halves rather than actually trying to run all the time. Somebody who can get into his feet and play little, his quick movement. He could make a difference. It's about who's going to come off. That's the problem. Fernandes breaks down the right-hand side for Manchester United, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. Soufal manages to just bobble it away from him, swirls over to this near touchline, and it will be another corner kick to the visitors. He started the day 3rd in the table, Manchester United, with 3 wins and a draw. They've now scored 12 goals, only conceded 4. They conceded just 3 before this game. West Ham United started the day in 8th, but only a couple of points difference, just 2 draws instead of 1, and two wins. At the moment, it's a share of the spoils, but we've still got over half an hour to go. Luke Shaw, left-footed, corner kick. It's going to be headed away by West Ham.
The clearance is completed possibly. Fornell sliding in, can't take it away for the time being. Now it's going to be looped back by Varane into McTominay, who slips it towards Shaw, checks back onto his left foot. I'm not sure he meant that, but he finds Fernandes on the left-hand side. Fernandes strikes it, took a deflection. It's going to be another corner kick, which Luke Shaw maybe will take on this near touchline again. He jogs forward to do it. He looks a little bit as if he's been working hard, hauling in the lines. He's getting a bit tired down there.
He just looks so scruffy.
Scruffy. Yeah, he does actually. Yeah. He's got sort of an undershirt underneath his shirt, and then his socks are half untucked. His beard is slightly unkempt. It looks like he's been away at Glastonbury for 5 days. Here it comes towards the far post again. It drifts away from everyone. Fernandes will try and keep it in from going out of play for a goal kick. He's closed down by Bowen. He wins the throw-in. So far, I think we're up to 10 corner kicks for Manchester United. I don't think any of them have led to anything, have they?
No, West Ham have cleared. I think West Ham have won. I think one from Harry Maguire. Other than that, I think they've won every single one.
Where he headed it well wide.
Yeah, that's when we got on a bit about
the Thrupneys.
The Thrupneys, yes. Thrupney bits and
50 pence
head, yeah.
Yes, there we go. It's McTominay. Drops the shoulder. Dispossessed, though. That's a good tackle by Kurt Zouma. Here comes Vlasic towards the halfway line. Vlasic again manages to poke it out wide to Creswell, who scampers down that left-hand touchline. Slipped it into the path of the goal-scorer side, Ben Rama. We know he likes to cut in on his right foot. Still has it. Goes for goal. Wow, that hits McTominay right on the end of the nose. He's gone to ground. Martin Atkinson will stop play. And he has to, because it's hit him flush in the face, and Ben Rama's shot from quite close range. And McTominay at the moment doesn't know whether it's a farthing, a 10p. He doesn't know if it's Sunday or Thursday.
He doesn't know if he's got a nose still.
There we go. Right, well, that was quite... I mean, it was completely unintentional, but it hit him right on the schnoz.
It certainly did. Plenty of power. About 5 yards away, and it was rising, wasn't it, as well?
Interesting, though, about the protocols with head injuries and what happened yesterday with Aston Villa and McGinn in particular with the protocols. He sort of got a bash and said he was all right, carried on, and then I still don't know if these protocols are correct, and I do wonder whether. I mean, I suppose it is liable to abuse, but if we need to really start, if we're going to do it, Paul, we need to start moving to a situation where you take someone off, have a proper look, bring someone on for that period of time, and then they stay on if you need to.
Yeah, but the thing, I think when I saw a bit of that interview with Dean Smith, and Dean Smith come out and just said it really as it was. He said a few words. He goes, the player said he was all right. The player said he was all right. I mean, I've done that. I've played Sheffield Wednesday away. Steve Whitton has hit me in the head.
Yeah.
I won man of the match. I've gotten the coach, got home and everything. Someone said to me, where you going? I said, what do you mean? He goes, you've left your award. I said, what award? You're man of the match. I couldn't remember going to collect it.
Wow.
And I drove home.
Did you have the award by that point?
Oh, I had that, yeah, I got that. That was in the car, but I drove home.
That's a bit worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, when I think about it, but there's many a player who've done that. Just all you want to do is just play.
Yeah. Maguire for Manchester United. There is going to be a change for West Ham United, and Yarmolenko is coming on. So we've got to about 64 minutes. And Andrei Yarmolenko will be the first change made by either manager. I wonder if there's any movement on the Manchester United bench. Here they go again. It'll be picked up by Mason Greenwood. He too is wearing a sort of an undershirt with long sleeves. Vlasic gives it away in midfield. Wan-Bissaka wins it, and then Vlasic tries to regain possession, but it's mopped up by McTominay. Pogba just cushions it back to Fred on the halfway line for Manchester United. Lengthy instructions being handed out to the Ukrainian. Yarmolenko.
I think that's Vlasic who's going to come off, to be perfectly honest. He's the one for me, maybe the one who should come off really. It's his home debut and hasn't really been in it a lot. Little bits have been decent.
Pogba into the penalty area. Greenwood tries to keep going with the ball. Ogbonna defends it very well. It's still not properly cleared. Now it is, as it's scooped towards the halfway line by Thomas Souček. Little cushioned header away by Aaron Creswell, finds Declan Rice. It's all very, very congested in there at the moment, isn't it? Like the M25 on a Friday evening. As here comes Cristiano Ronaldo, scorer of that Manchester United equaliser, finds Fernandes. He just slips it through, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. He's been involved in 49 goals in his previous 55 Premier League games for Manchester United. Fernandes, 30 scored and 19 assists. Referee says that's no foul on side Benrahma by Fred. Here come... Well, that's a rather wayward, languid pass from Fernandes, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo, and the Hammers can carry it clear towards the halfway line.
I must say, West Ham's two centre-halves, I don't think you find maybe two calmer centre-halves together. They're very calm, they're not erratic.
No.
Everything has been relatively easy for them in a certain way. One little slip-up, you have to say, because they've gone and scored Manchester United, but you certainly would say these two have played together more than one game, just by judging by this already.
Yeah. Bonner to Zuma, right-hand side of the centre circle. The man born in Lyon manages to work it into Thomas Souček's path. So foul his compatriot back to Zuma. His best option is probably going to be to his goalkeeper, and the FA Cup winner with Arsenal, Lucas Fabianski, finds Declan Rice on the left-hand side from a Swansea player as well. It will be worked in field to Souček, who's going to ping it out wide to his compatriot. So foul is darting down that right-hand touchline. No. It's in field for Fornals, so the cutback was the option, but instead he tried to clip it into Jared Bowen in a more central position. Zuma wins this though, comes buccaneering forward, gets caught by Paul Pogba. Martin Atkinson says that's a foul. Both legs are outstretched. Pogba can't believe it. Free kick awarded West Ham.
Now, Pogba's reaction should be a yellow card for Martin Atkinson without a shadow of a doubt. But, I mean, he's slightly overrunning. Zuma's done great to read it and then to go forward, and he wins it, and he's jumped over the leg of Paul Pogba, to be perfectly honest. Paul Pogba's feet never leave the floor. He's out the way, and it's a hurdle, isn't it? He's jumped over him. It's not a foul, to be fair to Paul Pogba. You can see why he's so frustrated. He couldn't be any closer, could he, Martin Atkinson, even to see it?
Anticipating the challenge, I think, is what we described that from Zuma.
Yeah, but it doesn't work, though. You can't say that, can you? You can't start giving fouls for that.
Vlasic is being replaced by Yarmolenko. Brighton are 2-1 up against Leicester, by the way. Jamie Vardy pulling one back, but they're heading towards, potentially, if it stays like that, it'd be 4 wins out of 5 for Brighton at the start of this season.
Better than what they were last season.
They moved second to Brighton Hove Albion under Graham Potter. Late win last week, thanks to Leandro Trossard's goal against Brentford in the 90th minute. In a game where Brentford were the better team, created the better chances. First half, Brighton didn't have too many actually clear-cut chances, but they did maybe have slightly better the second half when it came to chances. Now, there's a conversation taking place as to where this free kick is going to go from Creswell. Jared Bowen came close to get the information. Is he passing it on? If he is, he's passing it on to Mason Greenwood, so that would be no use. It goes to Soufal, who jabs it into the penalty area. Zuma's there to attack it. Souček with it. He wafts across into the 6-yard box. Blocked away by Manchester United. And side Benrahma has it again. Oh, it's a great little disguise pass. Penalty! No, referee says it's gone the other way. Souček was the man committing the offence rather than being offended against by Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
This is interesting just by the way the players are talking about it. I wonder how close this was.
Well, we'll see it again. It's a lovely disguised pass by Said Benrahma. There may have been an offside decision. That's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka in on Souček. How that isn't a penalty.
It's absolutely incredible how that isn't a penalty.
How's he given that as a foul to Manchester United?
And outside the box as well, they took it.
I'm absolutely perplexed by that, Paul.
I am. That is incredible.
Here it's Harry Maguire. Launches it long down the left-hand side. Maybe he saw something we didn't see. Maybe there'd been a nudge beforehand, but I couldn't see it.
No, there wasn't.
I'm making it up now, aren't I? Really?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense at all to me.
Well, I don't think some of the fans were happy with that. It's West Ham United's possession over on the right-hand side. Maybe we'll get another look at it at some point, but I was absolutely convinced that a spot kick was coming the way of West Ham. We're going to see Jesse Lingard, I think, coming on. Yeah. That's looks like there'll be a double change actually for Manchester United, trying to get ahead in this game for the first time. It'll be Lucas Fabianski who will take this free kick over on the right-hand side of West Ham United, halfway inside their own half of the pitch. 20 minutes to go. Launches it long. Yarmolenko is on, yet to touch the ball. Maybe he will now, not quite. Stooping header away by Harry Maguire. Pogba sticks out one of those telescopic legs of his, but can only guide it out of play for a West Ham throw inside the Manchester United half of the pitch. Benrahma, not really under proper control. Pokes it out of play on the far touchline. Harlequins 14 zip up against Newcastle in the Gallagher Premiership. Lewis Liner and Joe Marchant with the tries, converted by the boot of Marcus Smith, as here come West Ham United with Creswell down the left-hand side again, checks back, needs an option, finds Declan Rice. This game is finely poised, Paul Parker. We've got 19 and a bit minutes to go. Benrahma, that's a lovely lolloping pass out wide towards Soufal. It just bounced up off his chest. Yarmolenko gives him some support. Soufal with the cross, attacked by Creswell far post, headed away though by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Declan Rice will keep it in. West Ham United hemming Manchester United back somewhat. Benrahma again, filtered out wide to Fornals. He pokes it into Souček. Lovely back heel. Benrahma with it, strikes it right-footed. This time it's Maguire who gets in the way and makes the block. Fornals though in towards Souček. Creswell left-hand side of the penalty area. His cross deflected away. Acrobatic clearance over the head of Cristiano Ronaldo. Bicycle kick clearance. West Ham United regain possession. Here is Benrahma again. He's lost possession. He'll try and win it back. It's Yarmolenko with it. Little bit of jiggery-pokery on the edge of the penalty area. Shuffles it forward. Fornals, and it's bundled away from him. But Jared Bowen wins it back. And then it'll be, what's the referee given? A free kick.
Oh, no. Referee.
He's given a free kick this time for a foul on Rafael Varane by Jared Bowen. We'll have a look at it. What?
I can't believe he's just ran past him. That's absolutely disgraceful.
Here come the changes. So Mason Greenwood and Paul Pogba coming off. And we're seeing Jesse Lingard being brought onto the pitch, and also we've also seen Jadon Sancho come on. So warm round of applause from the West Ham United fans for Jesse Lingard. That's good to see. It might be different if he scores, Paul, obviously.
Oh yeah, his reaction could be the interesting one. I think we already know that for some unknown reason there's a nail in Van der Beek's coffin already, really.
Yeah.
It's just been totally bypassed. It doesn't make, I just can't fathom what's going on at this moment in time.
Here is Lingard. Plays it in towards Fred. Now it'll be Fred again, poking it towards Cristiano Ronaldo. Luke Shaw gallops in off the left-hand side. Here's the cross. Lingard was looking to attack into that 18-yard box. Cleared away by the Hammers. Let's go to North London. Big team news for Nick Godwin.
Yeah, 4 changes for Tottenham from the last Premier League game. Out go Tanganga, Skip, Winks and Mora. In come, listen to this, Romero, Lo Celso, Son, Ndombele and Eric Dyer is fit. 5 changes for Chelsea. There's no Edouard Mendy in goal. He's not on the bench. Must be injured. Chalobah, Hudson-Odoi and Unges and Ziyech all out. Income Aspilicueta, Christensen and Jorginho and Mount, as well as the goalkeeper Arrizabalaga.
Brilliant from Declan Rice. Won the ball. He's driven all the way to the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Yarmolenko tries to whip in a cross. It's been blocked though by Wan-Bissaka. Back here comes Cristiano Ronaldo, taken away from him by Yarmolenko. Declan Rice still has it. Yarmolenko, the Ukrainian, behind him on the angle if he needs it. Left-footed cross from the England man. It's gathered by David De Gea, who bowls it forward towards Bruno Fernandes. Lovely little flick. Finds Jesse Lingard. Now Manchester United attacking. Lingard to Fernandes. Up against Zuma. Takes an early shot. Easy gather from the daisy cutter straight through to Lucas Fabianski. Game getting stretched. 16 minutes to go. Full commentary of Spurs against Chelsea to come on BBC Radio London Sport on digital. Joanne Good on 94.9 FM, and here is Thomas Souček finding Soufal on that right-hand side.
I mean, Declan Rice, that's almost reminiscent of what we saw midweek with that run again. Just a shame, really. He was being handed down by Wan-Bissaka, and he knew he couldn't match him for pace. So what Declan Rice done, he was running with the ball, moving from side to side across his toes, not allowing him to get side to side. Done really well, Declan Rice there.
Bowen, ball stuck to his boots. Here he goes. Benrahma receives. Out on the left-hand side, Creswell. Benrahma checks back onto his right boot. The former Brentford man sprays it behind him where he finds Souček. Exchanges a pass or two with his compatriot over on that right-hand side for West Ham United, and Declan Rice. He won the ball, he read the play so well, and then he just galloped forward. He was like a thoroughbred, and he has it again, Declan Rice. Shoot goes the cry. Rides the challenge of Fred, who dumps him to the ground. Martin Atkinson saw it. Here comes the cross. Flicked away by Wan-Bissaka. Picked up by Said Benrahma for West Ham United again. Slipping it infield. Bundle that wide to Creswell, this time by the run and swirl and potential cross of Pablo Fornals. Eventually it goes back to Declan Rice, who at the moment is starting to control things. He's pulling the strings. Fornals again on the left-hand touchline for West Ham. Thinks it in field. He goes for the return from Yarmolenko. Left-hand side of the area, he slips, gets to his feet, still has the ball at his feet, tries to take it away from the former Palace man Wan-Bissaka. And here comes Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United, spraying it to the right-hand touchline, and Jesse Lingard, who's up against his, for a while anyway, his former teammate, Declan Rice. The Warrington-born Lingard has it again. Still with it, sliding it towards Luke Shaw. He's 20 yards from goal. Now on the edge of the penalty area. He's pinged it out wide towards the left. Oh, and that's a penalty, is it? No, the referee says it's no penalty kick. I think Cristiano Ronaldo can't quite believe it. It's Fabianski who will have the ball at his feet. Bruno Fernandes is in conversation with Martin Atkinson, who should have given a penalty at one end. Let's see if he should have given it one this end.
No, he's ran into him.
Yeah, he's looking for it.
Yeah, he's looking for it. He's ran into him. Souček never moved his feet. His feet were on the floor, and he's just moved his body out of the way. Ronaldo was waiting for him to thrust forward so he can really push up against him. He never done that. He was clever. He should be booked, if anything.
Well, Vladimir Soufal saying that you dived over my leg rather than my leg making contact with you. We're seeing another replay of it.
No.
Ogbonna chips it forward over the halfway line.
The interesting thing, though, in that one, Phil, is that VAR didn't even have a look at it.
No. Well, it might have done.
You know, but normally don't they let people know?
Here is Jadon Sancho, whips in a cross, headed away, though, from the edge of the West Ham United penalty area onto the thigh of Luke Shaw. Captain Haddock drifts infield as now he finds Jadon Sancho. Didn't even mean that one. Fernandes towards the far post. Great defending, though. Soufal and Zuma there. I think Soufal was caught by Cristiano Ronaldo. It's over on this near touchline and a throw into Manchester United.
Yeah, he got a little bit lucky there, I say, Fernandes. Did he really mean to put it through the legs of Creswell? Don't know about that, but I'll tell you what, it would have turned out an unbelievable ball if it had got there in the end. But I'll tell you what, Kurt Zuma's had a game and a half, by the way. His positioning is excellent. Has been excellent today, I must say that.
Oh, Jared Bowen's just pulled up. Has he just had something in the face? Jared Bowen. It's been curved up the touchline by Vladimir Soufal, but out of play from Manchester United throw. He's all right. I think he just got a bash in the chest. Yeah, bash on the sternum is what he's suggesting. Just taking in some large lungfuls of oxygen as David Moyes waits on the sidelines as well. One apiece. BBC Radio London Sport on digital. 78.5 minutes gone. They will be added on time as well. So we've got a good, you'd say, what, 15, 16 minutes still to go with this game. Is there going to be another goal to separate the two? Ogbonna read that well, batters it away, up in the air it goes, and then Varane miscontrols it, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka has to mop it up back to his goalkeeper, David De Gea, who's yeah, I mean, I've seen bigger goalkeeping gloves, but they're heading towards the oven glove mitts. I've seen some goalkeepers that look as if they're literally wearing gloves up to their elbows.
I think he's nicked them off the side of a motorway, just by the colour of them.
Not that we condone that sort of thing. Here is Jadon Sancho. Is he still trying to find himself a little bit, Jadon Sancho. He has it again. He found himself on the edge of the West Ham penalty area. Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. Back it comes to Fernandes. Drives it into that penalty area. Zuma with a comfortable clearance away.
I think he's become a little bit of a favourite already.
Kurt Zuma. And then that's Harry Maguire with a 50p boot. Not a head. That came off his boot at a funny angle.
Oh.
Or a threepence. Any other coins that are funny shapes? Let us know. Were there any other funny shaped coins, Paul?
No, there wasn't.
You can recall?
No. There was a coin that was 2.5 pence. It was 2.5 pence it was worth.
2.5 pence?
I'm sure it was. It was a sixpence.
What could you get for 2.5? Oi, that's a poor back pass, which gives David De Gea all sorts of trouble, and he can only concede a corner kick and nothing else from Rafael Varane.
That's not a good look, by the way, when you see the manager and one of his coaches, when that happens, just both turn their back and walk to the bench.
Yeah. And David De Gea. It's now Harlequins leading by 14 points to 12 at Newcastle. 3 o'clock kickoff that game, heading towards half-time in rugby's Premiership. Here comes the corner kick, then it's swirled into the 6-yard box. Heads go up, powerfully headed away by Harry Maguire. It drops for Fornals, and his shot goes wide.
I just thought, in the end, when that come to him, he's just a little bit too close to his body, and he's trying in the end to cut across it to get it on target. Just a little bit too close for him.
Yeah, it didn't cut across it, did he?
Good 2 feet wide in the end.
He's got a more sculpted beard, more sort of musketeer-esque. David De Gea, he really does look like selling tofu burgers at Glastonbury in the 1970s, doesn't he?
Oh, he does, yeah. And he's one of those kind of hats, doesn't he?
Yeah, really big floppy one.
Yeah.
Here is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Pings it back to Rafael Varane. Orange booted, just strays inside the West Ham United half. David Moyes at the edge of the technical area now, arms folded. West Ham have won it back. It's looped into side Benrahma. His header, looking for Souček, is given away. And then Fernandes comes away with it for Manchester United. A little bit scrappy again. We're into the last 8 and a bit minutes of this game. It's still 1 apiece. McTominay in front of the centre circle for Manchester United, slipping it forward. He receives it back by Jadon Sancho's boot. Luke Shaw, there's no one inside that 18-yard box for him to cross to. Fernandes is now bringing under control the ball, and Ogbono is there able to cushion it away. Yarmolenko's involvement has been fairly limited since coming off the bench.
The thing about it, though, he's up there, Yarmolenko, and he was being marked by 3 players. Why wasn't Fred stepping on and being an extra person in there?
West Ham United have worked it out wide to Declan Rice, but he's down near the corner flag. He's done really well, actually. He wins a throw-in for the Hammers off the boot of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We're heading towards a draw here, Paul Parker.
I don't want to say anything. It's just this game is geared up for United the way they have been away from home to go and score a late goal. That's the way it's been from when we talk about in the lockdown league. That's how their results were coming from. Fight backs from 2-0 down, scoring late goals. We think the game's over. The team's playing really well. You're patting them on the back, then they go bang, and it's all over and done with. The game's gone.
Throw in on the left-hand side from Creswell. Yarmolenko heads it straight up in the air. Fornals battling for it. Yarmolenko down this near touchline, but it's shuffled away from him by Varane, who's put under a little bit of pressure. Squeezed by Creswell and Fornals. It slips off Fornals' left shin, and Manchester United have a throw-in. 7 minutes to go plus added time. 1-1 BBC Radio London Sport on digital on a Sunday afternoon. Joe on 94.9 FM. We've still got Spurs against Chelsea to come here this afternoon. League Cup commentaries as well on Tuesday and Wednesday, and the Championship on Friday for West Bromwich Albion against Queen's Park Rangers. Here's McTominay, 25 yards from goal, steps back, pokes it behind him. He finds Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United are just slipping it back towards the halfway line. Then they go long down that left-hand touchline again. They look to try and stretch West Ham's defence, trying to pull them out of position. Jesse Lingard, Luke Shaw's made the run beyond him. Jadon Sancho's on that left-hand side again of the West Ham United penalty area. Back comes to Lingard. Oh, now there's a stumble inside the penalty area. Cristiano Ronaldo thought he was hauled down. The assistant on this near touchline gives nothing.
Look at Ronaldo's reaction is the one really you look at. That's what you're looking at. His reaction, is it? No. His arms were down by his side, weren't they, Ogbonna? Ronaldo.
No, but it's Creswell. He was, I think, suggesting Creswell gave him a little tug.
Really?
No. Again, if there was, it was minimal contact. And then Manchester United off Harry Maguire. We're running out of funny-shaped coins and to describe his passing and heading.
It's just I'm looking at some of the players, the reactions when they get given a poor pass. It's not very good on a teammate.
I think there's a change going to be made. Martin Atkinson has blown his whistle. The change isn't going to be made yet by West Ham. Manuel Lanzini receiving some instructions, so they're going to take a throw in the meantime. 5 minutes to go plus added time. Creswell up the touchline. Yarmolenko wins the header. Fred takes it away from Maguire. It sails awkwardly up in the air, but Varane is able to cushion it comfortably back to his goalkeeper, David De Gea, inside his 18-yard box. One apiece.
The thing with Manchester United, there's no cohesion in the way they play. If it's not going to the back, there's nothing really coming through the midfield. They have to go straight into the final third and hope that Ronaldo can make something happen, him or Fernandes. Well, look at West Ham and the way they try and play through midfield. It's a far better functioning midfield than Manchester United.
Yeah.
And that's going to be their biggest problem. And it's a great strength for West Ham, what they've got in midfield. But Manchester United, they want to win leagues. They can't win leagues with a midfield like this.
They're going to make a change as well. And it looks as if the manager, Matic, is going to come on. The former Chelsea midfielder will be on shortly for Manchester United, who try and attack with Lingard inside the penalty area. He dribbles across into the 6-yard box. It's swatted away by Soufal. Wan-Bissaka just scuffles back to the halfway line to bring it under control. He rolls it into Varane's path. One apiece. 4 minutes plus added on time to go. Maybe about 6 or 7, 8 minutes maybe, tops, to go in this game. There's been some substitutions, little injury. It's required a bit of treatment to Scott McTominay. A couple of goals.
Well, I must say the substitutions for United haven't really changed it at all, have they? Not done anything. Sancho is still lost at the moment.
Yeah, he is a little bit lost, isn't he, really?
Yep.
Jadon Sancho. It's not quite happening for him as McTominay tries to drift inside the West Ham penalty area, but that's good defensive work by Creswell and Ogbonna. Now Varane has it, pokes it down the touchline. Is he fouled? No. Throw into Manchester United, though, but West Ham and their visitors both want to make a change. So first and foremost, Benrahma off, Lanzini on for West Ham United. The score of the goal at the moment that is at least getting a share of the spoils side, Benrahma, is going to be replaced by Manuel Lanzini. And then Manchester United have their own fourth officials board. Look at that, they're juggling boards now. Crazy. Fourth official doesn't know which board he's holding up. But Matic is on for Manchester United as well. And Fred came off. Matic carries it towards the sort of halfway point in the West Ham United half of the pitch. Here's Shaw scuttling in from that touchline. Matic again, blue-booted, former Chelsea man on that far touchline, will roll it back to Harry Maguire. Awkwardly brings it under control, finds Varane inside the centre circle. 2 and a bit minutes plus added on time to go. Jesse Lingard to Fernandes, left-hand side of the centre circle in the Hammers half of the pitch. He pings it towards the left, and Matic, who lifts it into the penalty area. Kurt Zouma heads it away. Fabianski stayed at home. Zouma had to get it clear, really. And here comes Matic for Manchester United. One apiece on BBC Radio London Sport on digital. Spurs against Chelsea to come this afternoon. Into the feet of Jesse Lingard, steps back onto his right boot, strikes it goalwards and puts it into the top corner. And Manchester United have struck late. Jesse Lingard refuses to celebrate after the lone spell here at London Stadium, which which restored his career, really. But he's given Manchester United the lead here late on. A minute and a half to go. It's West Ham United 1, Manchester United 2.
It was always there. It was always there. It's just Manchester United the way they've been. That little bit at the end has just been getting them over the line. West Ham don't deserve that. They've given everything. Their players are almost all flagging because they've worked so hard, and that comes from nothing really. It's just Jesse Lingard has just picked it up in an area unmarked. No one's gone with him. He initially made the run across the goal, didn't get given the ball. He's just waited and waited, and then he gets the ball, but no one has reacted to him being in. He was standing there for a good 3-4 seconds on his own, and he's just turned, and not a chance for Fabianski in that goal.
Yeah, just a little shift to the right, created the space to curl it beyond Zuma into the postage stamp, and no chance for Lucas Fabianski. The ball was hit perfectly to where he wanted it, and Manchester United supporters are celebrating. West Ham fans making for the exit, just like last year, trailing at home to Manchester United. This time it's 2-1. Last year it was 3-1. Disappointing. It's just such a shame because they've not deserved to necessarily be on the end of a defeat, West Ham. So they've got some time to try and restore parity.
We all know what the biggest issue is, and one that will be talked about many times this week is what can West Ham do? If they haven't got Antonio, they need something else.
Here they come into the area as Souček plays it back. Yarmolenko. McTominay made a very good challenge, and now it'll be Manchester United with their goal scorer tries to carry it forward towards the halfway line. Here they come. Lingard poked back out wide to him by Bruno Fernandes, in towards Fernandes' feet. Jesse Lingard's got Jadon Sancho out wide on that far touchline. Sancho rolls it through towards the run-in field of Sancho, and he goes to ground from Kurt Zuma's tackle, and that's gone out of play for a goal kick. Zuma played it against Cristiano Ronaldo, should I say, and it will be a goal kick. That's the third appeal for a penalty that the Portuguese international has had, and I think he's got a shout. Zuma, the ball, that's a penalty, isn't it, Paul? Or was he going down anyway? Zuma made contact.
For me, he looked like he was almost on his way down. When Zuma's made contact with him, he's virtually down.
Well, he's appealed 3 times and he's got none of them. West Ham United possibly could have had one as well, but Martin Atkinson and VAR have decided there's no problem, as Bowen now comes scuttling in from the left-hand touchline. Free kick awarded. We're playing 3 minutes of added time, by the way, and West Ham United trailing Manchester United by 2-1. This is almost last chance saloon, Paul. We've got a minute and a half to go of the added on time, and the Hammers, well, David Moyes, he'd sort of want to know really what's going through his mind at the moment. He's probably thinking this is not something really his team. Oh, as it's a claim for handball. Martin Atkinson has said that's a corner kick. Luke Shaw now. Martin Atkinson is...
His arms were out. His arm was out wide.
Martin Atkinson is on the phone to Stotley Park. Luke Shaw was there. Came off his hand from Yarmolenko's cross.
That's handball.
What a VAR said. It's got to be checked, hasn't it? Surely by Darren England. Claims of handball. What's he going to do? He's now in communication. Ogbonna is with him. Manuel Lanzini likewise. A chance possibly for West Ham United from the penalty spot, if this is given, to get themselves a share of the spoils. VAR looking at it. There's been penalty shouts aplenty. Bowen's gone to get the ball. Martin Atkinson's going to come and have a look. So Martin Atkinson is going to run across.
Normally when they go and have a look,
to Metal Mickey. On the side of a certain generation know what I'm talking about.
It's difficult here. The players can't get anywhere near the TV, can they? Because it's so far off the pitch.
Yeah. Well, Luke Shaw's arms to the side. Yarmolenko with the cross. It's a penalty awarded by Martin Atkinson after having a look at the screen on the sidelines. What's Harry Maguire suggesting?
I don't know. He needs to see it, Harry. Harry should go to the telly and have a look at it.
Harry Maguire is arguing. I'm not sure what he's arguing, really. Is he arguing it came off the thigh onto the hand? Well, Martin Atkinson's pointed to the spot, and West Ham United have a chance from 12 yards out to get a share of the spoils. Declan Rice has the ball tucked underneath his arm. Martin Atkinson is still in discussion with Manchester United players, and Mark Noble is coming on to take the penalty.
No. You reel me in there, by the way.
Mark Noble is coming on to replace Jared Bowen, and he's going to take the penalty,
he's
Paul
not.
Parker.
No,
he's going to take the penalty.
No.
Mark Noble's been brought on for Jared Bowen to take the penalty.
Well, I've never known. This is become American sport now.
Declan Rice had the ball under his arm, and he has given it. Now, David Moyes has turned away from the pitch. It's Mark Noble, Mr. West Ham. It will be his first kick of the game. It could be the last kick of the game, up against David De Gea. The West Ham fans that left earlier thinking, I wish we hadn't done so now. There's been lots of drama. At least he's not had to wait a long time. He's only just come on the pitch to take it.
Yeah, I know. What a shout this is, by the way.
Mark Noble against David De Gea. Mark Noble for West Ham. It's saved. He puts his head in his hands. A chance to get an equaliser. Mark Noble puts his head in his hands. David Moyes may also put his head in his hands, because possibly that wasn't the decision to be made. And Manchester United gallop forward down the left-hand side. Still with it. Jesse Lingard poking it into the penalty area. It's not a play for a goal kick. Well, Mark Noble, with his first kick of the game from the penalty spot, didn't convert. It could have been 2-2. He looks to the heavens. He went to the left of David De Gea, who made a big mitt save. It wasn't into the corner, and it's still 2-1 Manchester United. And Martin Atkinson blows the whistle. David De Gea congratulated by his teammates for the save. Questions will be asked. Why? Mark Noble brought on to take the penalty. It was saved by the Spaniard, and that goal from Jesse Lingard on 84 minutes, gave Manchester United in the end, having cancelled out the goal from Benrahma in the first half through Cristiano Ronaldo, all 3 points. Extraordinary scenes at London Stadium. It's finished. West Ham United 1, Manchester United 2.
BBC Radio London.
The home of London football.